Have you ever stopped to think about how many superpowers there are in the DC universe that, in some ways, are overlooked? It's common to believe that Superman, the Justice League's icon of strength and bravery, is unbeatable. But the truth is that the Flash, with his absurdly powerful abilities, not only equals but surpasses the Man of Steel in several aspects. The question remains, why do so many people ignore the magnitude of the Scarlet Speedster's powers? In this video, we explore how Barry Allen utilizes the Speed Force in ways Superman could never dream of, defying death, manipulating the. Imagine the possibility of escaping your own death or traversing entire dimensions, abilities that many scientific collections have. While Superman has his heroic moments, the Flash shows us that when it comes to superhuman powers, speed can be the key to an arsenal of abilities that defy all laws of physics. So, get ready for a fascinating journey through the multiverse, where we will discover the extraordinary capabilities. If you're curious about how this speedster can not only run faster than a speeding bullet, but also manipulate reality in ways Superman never could, stay with us. After all, speed is more than just movement. It's power, it's strategy, and, above all, it's a new way of looking at heroism. Flash is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of DC's most powerful heroes, but few people realize how underrated he is. While Superman bears the title of the Man of Steel, Flash manipulates the Speed Force, something that puts his abilities at a level that many can't even imagine. You know that classic scene of Superman saving the city with his speed? The Flash does this even more impressively, going beyond just running. His ability to manipulate time and space with this unique force allows for results that Superman could never achieve. And this completely changes the game in the future. Now, think about this. Flash, in various versions, has been left out in some adaptations that just didn't live up to its true potential. And that's the key here. He's not just a sprinter. Manipulating the Speed Force is almost like having control over the laws of physics, which is something completely out of Superman's reach. Instead of just overcoming gravity or having super strength, Flash changes what makes the world work. And that's a huge advantage when it comes to combat or any extreme situation. And why is this important to you, who follows DC and the Justice League? Because when you understand the real depth of Flash's powers, you realize that he's not just the fast guy. He has a key to solving problems that Superman wouldn't dream of dealing with. And this only opens up more space for the incredible possibilities that the hero can explore in DC stories. What else could this Speed Force manipulation do? One of Flash's most fascinating abilities is his ability to vibrate his molecules at such a high speed that he literally becomes invisible. This isn't just a magic trick. We are talking about manipulating matter itself to the point of merging with the surrounding environment. Imagine being able to escape a critical situation simply by walking through a wall as if it were made of air. For the Justice League, this ability is a real ace in the hole, and even Superman, with all his strength, cannot achieve it. Now, think about how this Flash ability completely changes the rules of the game. While Superman can destroy a wall with one punch, Flash can simply ignore it, escaping traps or passing through obstacles as if they didn't even exist. This brings a much more advanced level of strategy, allowing him to avoid damage, trap villains in places where they can't touch him, or rescue people in seemingly impossible situations. This is something that most DC film and series adaptations have failed to fully explore, which causes many to underestimate the speedster's potential. Of course, this ability is not just defensive. Think about the advantage this gives in combat. While Superman relies on his invulnerability and super strength, the Flash simply doesn't need to be hit. He can attack and disappear before the opponent realizes what happened. This brings a whole new dynamic to the concept of power in the Justice League, and makes the Flash one of the most versatile heroes in the DC universe.
Now, imagine having the power to literally stop time. This is exactly what Flash can do when using the Speed Force. While most heroes are limited by the laws of physics, the Flash simply goes beyond those limits, freezing time around him. This power is extremely useful in high-stakes situations. When everything is about to fall apart, he can pause the moment, save the day, and before anyone knows it, everything is back to normal. Not even Superman, with his super speed and almost divine abilities, can achieve such a feat. But, as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Stopping time is not something that can be done without consequences. The Flash knows that messing with the Speed Force is risky, and reckless manipulation of this power could result in irreversible damage to the multiverse. It's almost as if he's playing with the strings that hold reality together. And yet, he needs to use this ability in crucial moments. The question that remains is, how far does the limit of this power go? Superman, as powerful as he is simply not prepared to deal with the cosmic repercussions of this type of manipulation. Think about the possibilities. Stopping time opens a door to disciplines that no other member of the Justice League could undertake. The Flash manages to prevent global catastrophes from happening without anyone noticing. Of course, this requires a surgical solution, as the slightest mistake could destabilize the temporal flow. But what is a challenge like this for someone who has already raced against their own death, right? And speaking of which, what happens when the Flash goes beyond the same time limits?
The Flash's relationship with death is unique and intriguing. While many heroes, like Superman, have faced death head-on and even returned, speedsters have a special ability. They can literally escape death by running faster than it. This happened to Wally West, who managed to avoid his end by overcoming the very manifestation of death in the speedster universe, the feared Black Flash. This ability to defy one of humanity's greatest fears gives the Flash an unmatched advantage among heroes. For Superman, death is something that has happened to him on more than one occasion. He fell into the hands of the apocalypse and rose again, but needed external interventions to return to life. Flash, on the other hand, solely relies on his connection to the Speed Force. Death pursues him, but he has the means to literally run from it. This is something we don't see with other Justice League heroes, and it gives the Flash an aura of invincibility that is often underestimated. However, escaping death is not a simple task, nor something he can do without a cost. Each time a speedster challenges the advancement, the risk of destabilizing the Speed Force, and by extension, the multiverse itself, increases. And of course, this ability raises a profound question. How long will he be able to escape death? After all, at some point, even the Flash might get caught, and that's when the real danger starts to manifest itself. But before reaching that point, the Flash still has a lot to do, including manipulating the very dimensions of reality. When we talk about Flash's powers, we can't ignore his incredible ability to travel through dimensional rifts. Imagine an ability to access not just different points in time, but also parallel realities. This is one of Barry Allen's greatest assets. With his connection to the Speed Force, he can jump between dimensions, bringing to light a complexity that even Superman would have difficulty understanding. What may seem like a simple act of running to one side, for Flash, is a deep dive into the layers of reality. Not only are these dimensional travels fascinating, they can also result in absolute chaos. Flash has found himself in situations where, when trying to correct a mistake or save someone, he ended up triggering a series of events that changed the entire multiverse. This space-time manipulation, while powerful, is a double-edged sword. Each step can result in a collapse of realities or the creation of a new timeline. It's the kind of responsibility a hero should carry. And so, Flash becomes not just a hero, but an agent of controlled chaos. His ability to travel across dimensions brings a unique perspective to what it means to be a hero in the Justice League. He is not just a speedster, but a manipulator of reality itself. This raises fascinating questions about the limits of his powers and the implications his actions may have on the multiverse. After all, in a world where time and space can be bent, who's to say what's possible? His journey through these cracks. Understanding the Flash's powers is an invitation to understand what it means to be a hero. Are you ready to explore your own speed in life? Think about how you can use your abilities, even if they aren't superpowers, to create impact around you. How about starting to act, just like Flash, in search of? If you found everything we discussed about Flash's surprising abilities interesting, share your opinions in the comments. What power would you like to have? Come on, we want to know. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, so you can continue learning about the fascinating worlds of DC, the Justice League, and many other incredible superheroes. Knowledge is your true superpower.